Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got kind of a weird unboxing video to share with you guys. I was doing a little bit of research on this right before I sat down to open this up. This is just an unboxing and first impressions, not a review. This is my first time handling this knife, but I do have some information for you guys. Thanks so much to Kubi/KB Knives for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and on TikTok at _metal_complex. I will do my best to link this. This is very, very new. Like, it's not listed on Kubi's website, but I did find some listings for it, so I'll have a link for you. What is KB Knives? That's just Kubi, right? I mean, it literally looks like the logo. This is a sub-brand, I guess. This is what I was just reading. This is a sub-brand of Kubi that focuses on premium knives, which is weird. Usually, we've seen the sub-brand thing many times. Usually, it's a company that makes either just premium knives or premium knives and budget knives. And what they do is they create a sub-brand to focus on budget stuff. Usually. Unless you're We, and then you have a budget brand under Civivi and a budget brand under Sencut. I don't know. This is the first time I've seen it the other way. Apparently they focus on the premium stuff. So, okay. What is this? I can't find an actual name for it. Sometimes they name these. But this is the KB383A. So far, everything is still, it's like they could have just called this a Kubi, right? We have titanium and S35VN. I do not know how, I haven't even opened that up yet. I do not know how much these cost because a lot of the sites that I found where this was listed was foreign. But the benefit, if they do this correctly, by the time you guys are seeing this, I'll have seen the price, right? So all I can do in this exact moment is speculate. The benefit to doing a flat, simple titanium scale combined with S35VN and standoffs is that you should be able to make something like this insanely inexpensive, right? So ideally, this knife would be well under $200, well under. Now, you know, if we find out that it's like 200 plus, well, I mean, it's really like, for example, Kaiser or Concept, like they're making stuff like this. That would be the competition for this, and they're hitting those marks, right? So that's what I would hope. This is a crossbar lock, which is cool. Very, very straightforward. Very, very simple. I do like the, you know, the combination of the two finishes here, right? I recently got corrected, and I was wrong. But I was always under the assumption that a tumbled finish was more expensive than both a machine and a belt satin finish. And I was wrong about that. A belt satin finish is actually more expensive than a tumbled finish and a machine satin finish, which makes sense because they got to do that by hand. But yeah, this I believe is a machine satin. But I do like this, you know, sort of the horizontal lines, right? Like the little fuller that goes out into what I guess what eventually turns into the swedge. Looks nice. It's very, very Kubi. The pivot is literally identical, as far as I know, to the Kubi pivot. I mean, I guess what's confusing to me is why do we have a sub-brand? I mean, there's literally no change. It's like there's nothing specific about this being like Has it always been this way? Have all the premium Kubis been KB knives? I actually don't know. It's bizarre to me. Maybe this is not a new thing. That's a little interesting. Let's figure out what's going on there. What do we have? Is this on phosphor bronze? Yeah, I think that it is. I think that this is actually on phosphor bronze. At first I was like, wow, you know, the action's a little sluggish, which is not excusable if it's bearings. But it's, I mean, slightly sluggish action is absolutely excusable on phosphor bronze. That will break in. Considering that, you know, a PB washer, it does a much better job of keeping debris out of the pivot. Very, very basic handle shape. Nothing super special going on here. Kind of like the I guess it doesn't have the extra lines, but initially it reminded me of the Sagaya pattern, but I think it's supposed to look more like scales, which is fine. Pocket clip, is it mountable in both positions? No, it isn't. Why? Why would you guys not do that? BGPT S35VN. I don't know. That is such a weird font to put those letters right there. This is a symmetrical clip. We have an ambidextrous locking system, right? By the way, if you don't know, if you're like new, right? He gets a lot of free stuff. You got that for free. Are the links payable? Like if I click on, yeah, usually the links are payable. Oh, so he's not going to say anything bad about it, right? Nah, that's not how that works. Yeah, I do get commissions, so you would think I would be incentivized to only say nice things about things that I get paid for, right? Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. A free knife, paid links is not enough to save anything on this channel. Kubi, this is ridiculous. You have a symmetrical pocket clip. You have an ambidextrous locking system. Why would you not make this to where the pocket clip can mount on both sides? Guys, that's like entry-level stuff. Like that's I don't understand. I know people are going to say, well, you can use one screw. So you want to use one screw on the pocket clip that's not nested into the titanium, right? You know what's going to happen there? That's a little bit of a windshield wiper situation. It's just going to flap all over the place. No, come on. You got to have another hole here at the very least. That just doesn't make any sense to me. The actions, I mean, it feels like phosphor bronze. Like that's just exactly what it feels like. If I find out it's not phosphor bronze, then it's just kind of not very impressive. I don't understand the sub-brand thing. If this knife ends up around like 175 or something, I think that's pretty good. We actually don't have a lot, outside of like Benchmade, we don't have a lot of crossbar locking knives that are running on phosphor bronze. A lot of people would say for that much money, it should be on bearings. If you say that currently, or you've said that in the past, stop saying that because that's incorrect. That implies that bearings are part of the luxury element of pocket knives, and they are not. They are not. That's simply just a preference of action. You can get bearings in a $30 knife. You can also spend multiple thousands of dollars on knives that have phosphor bronze washers. It is the intent behind the design, and it is the preference of action when it comes to the buying audience. There are pros and cons to PB washers, and there are pros and cons to bearings. Obviously, there are more luxurious versions of both, and how smooth a knife is or how good the action is will definitely depend on the manufacturer or maker's skill and knowledge of what they're creating. But no, bearings are not exclusive to nice knives or premium knives, right? And your phosphor bronze washers are not exclusive to less premium knives. That's just somewhere along the road, there are people who get that in their heads, or they just assume that. So the more you can correct and all at one time, right? It says, welcome to the MC Introduction to Knives class, right? No, don't. That's not true. Don't tell people that. That's wrong. But back to the knife. Yeah, there's potential here for this to be really, really cool. Sub-brand thing aside. The pocket clip thing is absolutely ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense to me. You guys have got to do, these companies, you guys have got to start, even if the locking system is meant for, like specifically a right-handed person. Let's say it's a right-handed frame lock. Fine. You should still be putting a mounting position on the other side for people who have weird preferences, like my brother who's right-handed but carries his knife in his left side pocket. I don't know why he does that, but you should still do that, right? Or for left-handed people who are just like, I don't care, I just want to operate a right-handed frame lock, right? I mean, here's mine. It is a right-handed frame lock, and I'm right-handed, and it's still plenty easy to manipulate with the left hand. So you might as well give people the mounting position. But it's extra inexcusable when you have an ambidextrous locking system and a pocket clip that's symmetrical. It's not like even specific to the right side. Like, come on. Outside of that, though, yeah, I think this would make a decent tool. S35VN, great steel. I love that we can get it for substantially less money than we used to, right? S35VN, definitely still a super steel, definitely still a premium steel. but it's becoming kind of like how we viewed 154cm or CPM 154 like 10 years ago, right? Like it's starting to creep. Now you can definitely get those steels in budget, well, not CPM, but you can get 154cm in budget territory, right? S35VN is becoming that. It used to be exclusive, like S35, wow, like that's really great stuff. It's still great stuff. It's not like it's not good. It's just less expensive now, which is great. It's definitely one of the best user steels out there, for sure, because of the balance that you can get. And it's one of very few steels that are actually designed for pocket knives. A lot of people don't know that. There's actually very few blade steels or compositions that we see in cutlery. Very few of them were originally designed for pocket knives. A lot of them are, industrial, food prep or something like that. Yeah. So interesting. I don't know. I will link this in the description. I will get some more information from Kubi. Maybe this is a prototype. Maybe in the final versions they have, clip mounting for both positions. But I'll tell you, if after this video I find out that they want like $230 for this or something, you probably won't see it. You probably won't see it because I'm not like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'll go on and review it and I'll just say the price is just whack. But yeah, it really depends. But there are obvious things that should be corrected here. But it's an potentially interesting knife if the price is as low as I would hope that it would be. All right. Thank you again to Kubi/KB Knives for sending this in. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex and on TikTok at _metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.